Hello, and welcome to this latest installment of Office Geek. My name is Chad Payne, and today we'll be talking about how to replace your PC's CMOS or system battery. You may be wondering, just what is CMOS? Well, according to the A to Z Guide to Personal Technology, CMOS stands for Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor. Now that's a pretty fancy name, but what exactly is it? Well, in this case, it is a place where your computer stores essential files, like files it needs to start itself up, kind of like your computer stores music or video files. Unlike your computer's hard drive, however, CMOS is what we call volatile storage, or put more simply, it is storage that needs a constant power supply in order to hold the files that it stores. Now, if you turn your computer off, the video and music files will still be there when you turn it back on. Not so for CMOS. Enter the CMOS battery, which gives those essential files the energy it needs to stay in memory. So, why do I care if my CMOS battery dies? Well, put simply, depending on the model and age of your computer, it may not start up. Or if it does, you may experience many different, almost unexplainable issues, like a CMOS checksum error, or the date and time are never correct. Now, I'm not going to list all of the different symptoms of a bad CMOS battery, but if you need to, do a Bing search for symptoms of a dead CMOS battery. Now, let's make sure we have all the tools necessary before we start this job. Now, since most PC cases require a Phillips head screwdriver to open the case, it's a good idea to have one on hand. We'll also need a new battery. Here I have a standard CR2032 lithium cell battery, which can be found at any Radio Shack or online at most computer hardware sites.
It's also a good idea to have a flashlight on hand, in case you need to peer into some of the darker recesses of your PC case to retrieve a dropped item.
Now, it's always a good idea to open the case and check to see what type of battery your computer uses. I always do this right after purchasing a new PC, so I know what to keep on hand. In this case, the trusty CR2032. I also grab a needle nose pliers to spring the clip used to secure the battery. Some people will tell you that you have to have a static strip, which is a little bracelet that straps to your wrist and discharges static so you don't shock your computer. I've never used one and prefer to periodically discharge myself by touching metal objects. Not within the computer case, of course. Okay, next, you will need to unplug your PC from its power source. The plug is usually located at the top of the case by the power supply fan. Okay, if you feel like being a part-time contortionist, you can leave your PC where it lives. However, I recommend moving it to an uncluttered tabletop, like this one. As you can see, I've placed the computer on its side for easy access. We are now ready to replace the CMOS battery. First, let's crack open the case. Now in this instance, this Dell computer does not have screws, but if it did, they usually lie on the top and bottom edges of the case lid. For this case, I'm going to pull down this lever, pull it to the side, and lift up, and there you go. Now let's find the battery area, which is usually at the bottom of the case, at the bottom of the main board, right here. Okay, now here's the tricky part. You're going to want to avoid scraping or dropping anything into the case itself. If you scrape any part of your PC's innards, you may have a bigger problem than the lowly CMOS battery issue. I'm going to use my trusty needle nose pliers to disengage the clip that holds the battery in place. Okay, clip disengaged. Now that the clip is disengaged, we'll reach in here, grab the battery, and pull it out. Now we're going to install the new battery, taking care not to drop the battery inside the case. Set the battery inside. Now push the battery until you hear an audible click. Do a quick inspection inside the case to ensure no foreign objects made their way into the case, like screws or tools or anything like that. Finally, put the top back on, close up the case, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and remember, instead of calling the Geek Squad and spending a few $100s, watch The Office Geek and spend $3 at Radio Shack. Until next time, I'm Chad Payne for Office Geek.